Hello, this is with a pencil in hand doing his question and answers video. I've seen loads of these online and I thought, why not? And it give people a chance to hear my voice. So yes, so here we go. I've had a couple of questions, some good ones. So just see how this goes and hopefully it'll be helpful. Questions, here we go. How can I get started if I don't know where to start? Where do you get your inspiration from? Well, I get my inspiration from everything, really. Loads of the random stuff. Stuff that's kind of really wacky and just stuff that kind of makes me happy. Because I think that's a good source of inspiration. Is stuff that can make you laugh, and if you do stuff if you're happy, then the best work can happen. And it kind of varies inspiration. I think you just have to start looking at things that you enjoy. And for me, it's just, as I said before, the random stuff. Seeing things that just are different. That's what I like. A lot of the stuff I've drawn of Tim and Eric just seems to kind of really work well, and just random things. Like film characters that I've done, they're from the cult films, films that are just everyone's favourites, but not kind of well known to a certain degree. I think you just have to start with just the basics. Just start with something that makes you laugh. If you see a story, I don't know, of a cow falling from the sky and landing on the Pope. If you think that's funny and you can like that, and you think, yeah, I could do a piece of work based on this, then go for it. So, yes, I get my inspiration from all the weird shit. What's your biggest pet peeve? Don't know actually. When you rub on moleskin sketchbooks, they rub away the tinge of yellow, and that really kind of irritates me a bit, because when you scan and it comes up and it's just awful. It just annoys me. It annoys me that I've made a mistake, and yeah, I just know it's there, and that kind of irritates me a bit, and so I just try to do it less and less. And it's a good way to improve as well if you don't use erasers, because it puts you on the spot. And I think, yeah, that really irritates me. Television irritates me as well. I'm trying to think what else really irritates me, gives me my pet peeve. My neighbours, they're annoying as well. Yeah. Are there any artists from history that really caught your attention and were inspired by to make art? Lovely question. The real main one for me was Vincent van Gogh, or Van Gogh, or however you want to pronounce it. Good old Vincent. My old art teacher showed me a book of his when I was starting out, well, art as a subject. And he showed me a book of his, and I just fell in love. I fell in love with all the colours, and just the expressionist approach of his mark making. And I just loved that. I loved how each mark was really carefully thought, and just Vincent knew where to put the mark on, and there was an enthusiasm with painting of that style at that time as well. And I think that's what I really like of his work in general. I think with a lot of the other stuff like Manet and Monet, actually more Monet, a lot of the post-impressionists and impressionistic stuff is they're soft colours, and they're lovely in their own right. But with Vincent's work, it's in your face and it's bold, and I try and do that with all my work, really. I mean, yeah, whenever I use colouring pencils, I just tend to really go for colour and just really push it, like these Jenny Savile studies, which you can kind of tell there's sections, and I try to approach that like Vincent did with his work. So yes, he was the main one for me who kind of really kicked it off. Yeah, that's in that one. And here we go, another question. Oh, and does your art have an overall purpose to you? Where do you Where do your concepts come from mostly? Your past, movies, books, etc. It's kind of like the first question. It's just from films. I mean, my memories from the past. I don't know. I'm an only child, and I just drew a lot to keep me company, as a lot of people do. And yeah, I think it's always maintained that drawing's always been there, and I've just it's been a personal thing, and it's purpose for me is just to keep me amused, to keep me fairly sane, which is hard to believe. But yeah, I mean movies, I mean sci-fi movies, anything that really interests me, I just work from. I think that's the basis of my blog, is that I do work that I like, and it's just quite lucky enough that a lot of other people like stuff I do as well, which is cool. So I think that's one of the things. I think its purpose is just at first with myself, and then it's other people. So, and it's just recently come with books. I'm starting to read more now. I'm reading War of the Worlds, and visually it's kind of doing stuff for me that I like. And I think reading can do that. So, yeah. Another question. What are some aspects of making art that you feel like exploring more, that you want to improve in? I don't know, I feel like I want to explore more with comics and just general human poses more. I think you're just always constantly improving, and that's what I want to try and do. Every drawing, I just want to improve more, explore more, because as an artist, you're constantly doing that. You're constantly looking at things to improve on. You're always just the next drawing is the next piece of work. How can you outdo the previous one? And it's just about that, really. I think it's just trying to do that. You're trying to find the next stage to improve. Sounds like I'm waffling there. Oh god. That's like Pokemon. There you go. Constantly exploring, evolving all the time. I think you're just trying to find that moonstone or that thunderstone. Yeah, if that really makes sense. But I really like to improve more on landscapes and stuff like that. I mean, in the past, I've always hated drawing cars, but then I decided to get better and draw cars. Then it was animals. Then I tried to get better at drawing cats, or dogs, or horses, or hippos, or whatever. And I just like to improve on everything, really. I think the thing with drawing is you can try anything you want. You can draw anything you want. You just have to believe in yourself that you can do it. And I think that's one of the toughest things, is belief. So yes, hopefully that's answered that question, which it probably hasn't. 1. How much money did you spend on all your moleskins? Oh, Christ. I've got about 50 in general. And they vary in price. I mean, the average price here in the UK is £12, 12 to 15. I reckon I've possibly spent over £700, maybe, and counting, on books. I think that's a lot of money. Bloody hell. 2. Next question. Are you drawing what comes to your mind, or is it more like posing and things like that? It's mainly what comes to my mind. I think I see things and I think that's great, I have to draw that, or whatever is now. And I think as an illustrator you kind of have to do that. You have to kind of draw what's current. You jump on that, on the social bandwagon. Like with Grumpy Cat drawing that I did, that was so big and I jumped on it. And you have to do that, I think, because that's what keeps you fresh. And when I did the Bubs for the Royal Baby, it just popped into my mind. I thought, oh, I have to do this. And I keep a book. I keep a... It's not here, is it? No. But I keep like a notebook of ideas and stuff that's normal. And yeah, I just write down bits and bobs that I see, and that I see that's interested me. That's funny. Like, go through newspapers, see what's on the news, see what's online. And yeah, I just do that. So then, yeah, then see what happens. Hopefully that's answered that one. That probably hasn't. I'm so crap at this. Oh Christ, bloody hell. What's your favourite medium to use? What do you like about it? It's pencils, really, just like my blog title. But I love pencils. I think I've always used them when I was younger. That's the thing. I think of other mediums like paint. It's expensive. That's always the thing. I mean, when you're an art student at university, you get your student loan things, and you just spend shitloads of it on art gear because it's so much money and it lasts a lifetime. But I've tried painting. I mean, recently now it's just watercolor stuff. I mean, I like watercolors. They're a tricky medium to use, but I just kind of like the blockness of them. And when you scan them, they work well. They're kind of cloudy, and I like that. I like that approach. There's a kind of hidden meaning for the paint when you apply it onto pencil. But pencil is just great. I think it's basic. It's one of the basic kind of tools to use to make work. Drawing is everywhere. I mean, it's the basics of making art, and I really like it. It's cheap as well. I mean, you can buy packs of pencils for nothing really, and it's just great. I mean, the tools that I use, they're only really expensive now, but most of the colouring pencils that I use are cheap. Sometimes expensive materials aren't the best thing. It doesn't matter what you use, it's how you use it, how you use your medium, not what medium it is. I think you have to constantly understand, practice all the time, and find things that you like. Yeah, so that's that one. Can you beat me at Simpsons Trivia? I currently reign undefeated over all of my friends. I don't think I can beat you, but my mother, she loves The Simpsons. Absolutely adores it. And I think that's where I get mine from. I like it as well. When I did Baccarat. Yeah, that just ruined The Simpsons for me, and now Battle Royale has made it even worse. I just watch The Simpsons and think, oh, I can use you for something, and I can use you for my own right, and how, and why. Like for Battle Royale, I'm looking at Simpsons characters now at Springfield Elementary and thinking, you're gonna die in my stories. It's weird. But I don't think I can win. I think my mum can. My favourite Simpsons character is either Groundskeeper Willie or Nelson, I think. Because Nelson was going to be Canada in my Baccarat. So, yeah. Any secrets to scanning your pieces? Any after processes, etc.? Well, no, not really. I mean, the scanner that I use is a crappy Canon. That one of these ones. Safe 4. It's filthy. It's covered in tea and crap. Not actual crap, but shit. Yeah. I use MS Paint, Microsoft Paint to crop everything together, and still use that. Zoom in, rub things out. I use Photoshop for some bits, but I don't know. I've always used Microsoft Paint for years. Oh, since I started this blog, which was about 5 years ago, I think. So now I just use the basics in all my work. I'm such an old traditionalist. Yeah, I should really get ahead of the times. But nope. This isn't a question, it's an apology. Apparently my dad commented on one of your statuses. He told us at dinner time. Yes, Ruby, I saw that comment and I thought it was weird, but it's okay. Don't worry about it. But it's true. My old paintings are shit, and they should be destroyed. Luckily they are. Haha. Yes! Do you draw every day? Also, how has Tumblr and the internet helped with your exposure? Yes, I draw every day. Not as much as I used to, though. I mean, before, when I was a student, it was about 8 hours every day, solidly, for like 3 years. I tried, and yeah, you have to do that if you want to get better. I mean, people can see drawing as a pastime, as a hobby, and that's fine because it is a hobby for me. But I've made my hobby kind of my life, and you just have to constantly do it, what you're good at and what you like, to get better. I mean, even now, I still think I can be way better than what I am now. It's just I just try to reach stages where I feel that's it, I'm fine. But I've got to a stage of drawing now that I can be comfortable drawing whenever and whenever and whatever. And that takes years. That takes years to understand your own ability. So yeah, and Tumblr's wonderful, wonderful. Because I think now the internet for young artists, or for any artist now in this generation, is vital. Because you have to get exposure. You have to get yourself out there. And Tumblr's been one of the best. It's one of the best sites to show your work. And you always have problems where people crop your drawings and steal them and don't reference you or all that shit. But it's annoying, but it's a risk you take when you post your work online, no matter what. That's the thing. You just have to be really careful, but if you didn't do it, then what's the point? But I think as well with the internet, I think you find other sites now that are working to your favour, like Society6 is becoming really popular now. I mean, I've seen a lot of artists from Tumblr that use it to show their work, and I think that's great. I think it's great. You have to sell yourself in all ways you can, and oh, it's just good. It's really good. I think you just have to believe, as I've said before numerous times. You have to genuinely feel that you can do it, and just keep doing it, and keep making work, and keep doing it. Because that's one of the things about being an artist, is the self-belief and the confidence. Because it's easy to lose it. It's easy to lose your way things with other things in life, relationships, jobs, kids, money, all the other shebang. But if you can keep working, if you can keep up blocks, that's one of the things you have to do. Because the internet is full. It's full of artists, full of lonely artists as well, and you have to stick together. You have to kind of appreciate other people's work, no matter what quality it's like. You're all in the same boat, but you're different. You're different passengers on the same art boat. And yeah, I think post as much work as you can on any form of internet sites, whatever. Yes. The last question. Would you take requests by any chance? I would love to see how you draw very strange looking people like Sissy Spacek in Carrie or Yolandi Visser. I have taken requests in the past. Yeah, but I would. It depends. It depends really, because whenever I've drawn people like film characters and famous people, it's always been ones out of the blue, ones that I like. And I think it's easy to fall in that trap where you get so many suggestions you just don't know where to begin. I mean, I've had countless suggestions of other film characters to draw. Good ones, brilliant ones. It's just time to do it and feeling right to do it. I think one of the hardest things when you're drawing a portrait is feeling in that right mindset where you have to kind of know what you're doing. Because a portrait, you have to get it looking right. And it's hard, but yeah. I mean, the portraits I do, I take about an hour to get the face, and then the body just happens naturally. But I think I would take requests. I think if I like the characters as well. I mean, I've drawn stuff in the past where it's for other people, and it turned out alright. But yeah, I think there's so many strange-looking people out there. It's just there's so many you can draw. But I like the people that you wouldn't expect to draw. I think that's one of the great things. It's like when I draw Nicolas Cage from Wild at Heart, that was just random. And that was for a friend's gift, like a suggestion, and that worked. That was really popular, and yeah, I would do that. I think now it'd be more fun. Definitely be more fun to do now. Yeah. Just trying to think what other characters I can draw. I don't know. Really don't know. But yeah, I would take requests. Anyone's. Throw your suggestions at me. Oh, just got another question now. Why art and drawings? As a question. Oh, well, I don't know. I think because I use Tumblr just for my artwork, and that's it. I mean, people have asked me in the past about numerous questions, numerous anonymous questions about what sketchbooks do I use, what tools, what's this, what rulers, what books, pencils, whatever. And I just think, yeah, I think something I'm really good at, I really think I know more about than anything else. And a lot of people seem to ask me for help with their work and stuff, and I think I really like that. I mean, as some of you know, I tutor a 10-year-old boy to draw and stuff, and his friend. And I like helping people with their work. Sometimes people may not seem that I'm being too smug or intelligent or whatever, but I'm not. I just like helping people. I think to give other people suggestions and ideas for their work, to see them progress, is it's a rewarding feeling, and you should always take any kind of suggestions, no matter what, no matter even if you think they're total shit. Take them, because they're really helpful, because it's easier just to sit in your room making work and posting it online and you're getting no feedback, and that can be really lonely, and that can be really kind of scary because you have nothing to show for it. Even if someone says your work's absolute garbage, it's something to kind of think, oh, okay, you're provoking a reaction, you're provoking something. But yeah, I think that's why it's just an art and drawing thing question video, because I see a lot of them online, as I said right at the start, of people talking about stuff, like receiving questions about what sexuality they are, or other pointless stuff. And yeah, I just use Tumblr to post my work, art, and my drawings. That's what it's good for. That's what I think Tumblr is great for, is the amount of artists on here. But yeah, I think that's the thing, really. And now 22 minutes of this video. 3. Right, I think that's it. So thank you for the questions, and I might do more in the future, see if they're good. But yeah, thank you for listening to me drone on for 23 minutes and 22 seconds. Bye. Auf Wiedersehen.